What's up, everybody? You have $200 to $400 left in your PC build, and the only thing you're missing is a decent video card for your system. Well, in today's video, I'm gonna help you guys navigate this very extreme graphics card market that is happening right now, at least in May of 2025. Yes, I know, it's not that great. Let's get to today's video. Alright guys, so the idea behind this video is, one, I recently just helped one of my friends build his computer, right? And what ended up happening was I gave him a spare GPU that I had, the best spare GPU that I had, which is the RX 580, right? Just so that he can get everything started and so that he can save up for a decent deal on a graphics card, whether it's on the used market or something new, right? And hopefully this video that I'm going to create here today and that you guys are going to watch will help you guys navigate this video card market or graphics card market so that you guys can purchase something that will hit all of your needs and wants and hopefully carry you through for the next 2 to 4 years. And that depends on what GPU you buy or what GPU you find out there in your local market or in your area. So let's go ahead and I will break down, in my opinion, what I think you guys should be looking for in your case there. So in my buddy's case, he's literally just going to be playing 1080p, maybe 1440p games. So honestly, you can literally get away with at lowest, and the only reason why I know this is because I've personally used it. My little sister, my little brother, and even my dad's PC has this right now in their system. You shouldn't go past a 1080 Ti if we're going that far generation back, right? Four gens back. That's almost a 10-year-old GPU. 1080 Ti has 11 gigs of VRAM, right? You shouldn't go lower than a 2060, RTX 2060, or in RX 6600 XT or RX 6600, right? And you're like, well, those GPUs are old too, you know, and they kind of suck. Well, if you're only gaming at 1080p, we've been able to play many different games like Call of Duty, you know, Counter-Strike, and even some of the, let's say, less graphically intense games. So Grand Theft Auto 5 online, we've been able to play that together on these GPUs, and all the CPU and everything like that's irrelevant because, again, we've been successful in playing these games on those video cards with a very good experience, right? Settings obviously aren't cranked up all the way to like high or ultra, but you're getting console-like performance on your PC, if not a little bit better, depending on the game that we play. So PassMark, the website here, they have a database full of GPUs. Right now, this is set to best value based off of their 3D Mark performance to dollar amount. Now you're saying, well, why not the RTX 3050? Please don't go with that GPU. If you're gonna do that, right? It says 180 bucks. Now, the reason why I say don't go with this one is because for about $200 on the used market right now, you can find an RTX 2070, 2080 for about $200. Even a 2080 Super or even 2080 Ti's, which have 11 gigs of VRAM, for about $200 to $250 used on the used market. Now, well, for $250, right, you're like, well, I can just get an ARC B580, but can you? Right now on Newegg's website, you can get an ARC B580 for about $320 to $360 new, but this is where it kind of comes into play. So when you look into the used market, right, of GPUs, you can find RTX 3070, 3070 Ti's, and 3080s. Heck, even again RTX 2080 Ti's. And then if you go into the AMD side of things, the RX 6800 and even some of the 6900 XTs that are out there, you can get it for about $200 to $300, maybe a little over $350 for those GPUs. Now, that's the used market, right? So how do we get those performance benchmarks then? Well, check this out right here. So this is for some of the more current gens. We'll get to that here in a second. But this chart right here kind of shows you a baseline. This one is with Logicalincrements. I kind of looked over the website. It's okay, but they use the 4090 as a baseline, right? And this right here, I like this because it shows everything all the way up to the RTX 2000 series and the RX 6000 series GPUs. So if the baseline is a 4090, right, and we have at, let's say, 4K 60 FPS, and then we have 1440p gaming, which is right above this right here, right? So we have above this row, above this gray bar right here on the bottom, right? This is your performance chart breakdown. So at 4K or 1440p, 60 FPS or 144 FPS, based off of the 4090, you can see here you have the 3080, which is 85% of the performance of a 4090 at, let's say, 1440p, which seems more realistic, right? And again, you can get those cards for about I want to say the 3080 is about $300 to $350. You can get those, and then you have the RX 6900 XT here, right? So you have those options there. Now, consistent 1080p 144 FPS over this right here. This is essentially where I would say most of you guys should be looking at, and this is why I wanted to show this chart here, is because you get really good experience with a 2080 Ti, a 3070 Ti, and even some of these 6800 XT or 6800 GPUs, right? And then the RTX 2080 Super here. This is, they say, equivalent to an Arc B580. Not really. The Arc B580s is a great card at $250 if you can find one new, but it's not the case. So in this case here, if you're looking for used, I would say look for any of these GPUs here on this list. I have videos on my channel which I run through at 4K using my 3070 Ti and the 2080 Ti at 4K with DLSS being used in those videos too. And you guys, and I have proof of this. It's on my channel. You guys can see it, and it is running, right? So if you can find these GPUs for that $200 to $300 range, I think that is the best buy right now in the used market. Now, RTX 4060s though, right? Let's say you can find those for about $300 right now to $350. And this is where I go, you know, up to you. Do you want something new or not, right? So this is where the 18 game overall benchmark kind of sits into play right here. So this is the past 2 generations of GPUs on this breakdown here. So RTX 4060 overall 1080p 18 game breakdown off of Tom's hardware, and I'll have all these links down below so you guys can look at it yourselves. But you can see here it averages about 56 FPS, but this is based off of raster and at ultra settings. So this is not even taking into account for DLSS or anything of that sort available to you, right? Then you have the Arc B580. Now the only downside that I wish that they would be able to show here is where the 3080 falls in, which we all know the 3080 beats the 5060 Ti in the most recent benchmark testings, right? It does not beat the 4070, however, but if you can find, again, we're increasing our budget, but we're trying to stay in that $200 to $300, maybe even $400 range for a GPU. So in the used market, there is potential for you to find a used 4070 out there for about 400 bucks. But typically those don't last that long, right? But yeah, so I would say the 4070 is kind of like your cap if you're really on a tight budget and trying to figure this out. So, and this is where, again, this video is to help you guys complete your PC so you can finally play some decent games without having to go out there and rip your hair out. So in that $200 to $300 range, these GPUs are going to be your best options to go with, right? I would stay away from the 7600, maybe at the lowest the 7600 XT just because of FSR on there, and then of course the RTX 4060 at 300 to 350 bucks isn't a bad GPU once you incorporate DLSS in there. So this is 1440p gaming, and then you have the 4K. Now I wouldn't recommend obviously gaming at 4K with these GPUs, but at 1440p I would say if you're able to get like a 3070 Ti or a 2080 Ti, you're gonna be more than comfortable at playing most of these games here. So there's that. I would say, you know, if you can find yourself any of these GPUs here in this top half of this screen right here that I have highlighted, I think you'll have a great experience spending anywhere from $200 to $400 on these GPUs for yourself to get 1080p, 1440p gaming, and maybe some low level 4K gaming for your option there. So again, if you're in that $200 to $400 budget, I think this would be your best deal here. And of course, creeping up a little bit, you can get the 3080 Ti's. People are asking way too much for that. I've personally looked. There's really no way to get a 3080 Ti for under 600 bucks. Like, it's ridiculous. So, but yeah, guys, here's that 2060 Super. The 3060 12 gig, by the way, is a decent card. I've used that personally as my backup card, and it's a more than capable card, again, utilizing DLSS and things like that. So I hope this video finds you guys well and maybe gives you guys a target to aim for on what GPUs to hunt for out there in the wild, right? And yeah, I really hope you guys are able to finish your PC builds out there and really indulge in this gaming world, because honestly, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing experience for the past almost 15 years that I've been doing this, and this past year I've been able to help a few of you guys here. You know, we're almost there and subs wise and stuff like that. But share your experience. Let me know down below in the comments, what GPU deals have you found in your used marketplace? And again, we're targeting that $200 to $400 price range, right? Whether it be new or used in your local market. So you guys know what it is. This is Red Zone signing off. Keeping it real, keeping it hot, and keeping it raw. Your normal 9 to 5 guy, bringing you some high quality content for you guys to enjoy. I'm still not feeling hot, but hey, I'm bringing this to you guys because I care about you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.